I think I might rather just have you be home, make me pies all day long. Oh, damn, this is tasty.
Last piece left.
Well, you cannot have the musical Waitress without pies, and that is where this lovely lady comes into play. This is Stacy, who is the official pie consultant.
Yes.
For Waitress. How does one become an official pie consultant?
I don't know. Actually, I'd worked with the producers years ago on their last show, Pippin on Broadway, the revival, Barry and Fran Weisler. So when they were starting to put together Waitress, they had called me because I had done some cakes for their anniversary for that show, for the opening night. They asked if I made pie, and I said, of course I make pie. All bakers make pie. And they asked if I could come in and run some ideas by me and talk about Waitress and how we could bring real pie and real food to the show and the audience.
And when you walk in, you smell the fresh pie from the beginning.
do.
And you whip up all kinds of different interesting forms of
Yes.
pie. What are you making today?
Today we're gonna make Devil's Food Chocolate Oasis Pie. I know, it doesn't get any better.
Other name? Heaven.
Yes,
Basically.
yes.
Better
chocolate,
known as.
chocolate mousse and fresh strawberries with whipped cream. You really can't go wrong in
Well,
life.
she put me in an apron, and I'm ready to
Yes.
help you out. I don't know how dirty I'll get, but I don't care
We're
because
gonna
it looks
dig
so
our
good.
hands in and we're
All
gonna
right.
do it. So we're gonna start with a cookie crust. It's an Oreo cookie crust with melted butter. Really, again, can't go wrong. Oops,
Jeez.
as we
And see,
spill
we
it
make
right
a
there.
mess. It's okay.
It's okay, so go ahead and dig in. Just dump
Okay.
the crust in.
How much do you put in? Do you fill
As
the whole
much,
bottom?
I fill the whole bottom and
Ooh,
the sides.
See, on my arm.
I like
So good.
I like a good thick crust. One, I find it's easier to cut when you have people come over.
Is that enough, or should we do
No,
more?
keep going.
Oh, keep going. Okay,
Yeah.
I like the sound of this.
Great, so now we're gonna start to just press it down. Then you're just gonna take this and you're gonna throw it in the oven. So next you're just gonna take your melted chocolate ganache, which is pretty simple. It's 2 cups of chocolate chips and a cup, you wanna simmer a cup of heavy cream on the stovetop. Pour it over the chocolate chips, give it a little swirl, melt the chocolate, let it cool.
Oh,
In the meantime, while that's cooling, take 2 cups of heavy cream, ice, very cold,
Okay.
very cold.
oh, I can tell.
Yes, and that's the important part. And a 1/4 cup of sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. Let that whip up to your whipped cream. And now
Okay.
we're just gonna mix the two together.
I'm ready for the. Oh. So you have? Do you have? You don't
go
have
ahead and
pies
give
for
this a
sale
fun.
during, right? But you have something else for sale.
We
during.
have pie jars for sale during the show.
Wait, one of these right here.
Right here, this is our
I'll have you
apple
explain
crumble.
that little one.
This is our apple crumble pie. It's delicious. It's apple, traditional apple pie, but instead of a traditional crust, we do a crumble on top. I know, and it has nutmeg and cinnamon and all sorts of wonderful flavors. So we start baking about 30 minutes before the audience comes in. So when you come in, you're smelling
aroma.
warm apple pie. And it's wonderful. These are available through concessions before the show, intermission, and sometimes after if they're not sold out. Before we dump that in, we're gonna layer the bottom of the pie with fresh strawberries.
I'll let you
So we're
fill
just
it the
gonna
way you-
dump this in right over the top.
So how many pies would you say that you make to promote this musical? I mean,
Oh my God. Well, the first year that the musical has been up and running on Broadway, back in March, the first year of previews, at that point we had sold over 65,000 pie jars. And that was just at the theater, and we've done so many promotions outside the theater.
I don't think there's any words to say how amazingly delicious and beautiful that looks.
I know.
So that's the finished product?
This is our finished product, our Devil's Food Chocolate Oasis Pie, courtesy of Jenna from Waitress.
I love it. So now we know where Jenna gets all of her hidden tips from.
We
So
had a good time.
this is something that you have definitely in pie form. When you come to Cleveland, because you're going to be stopping by Cleveland.
I am. I'm going to be there for the opening. We're going to be delivering the pie jars.
So this is how it will be served to you. You don't have to come all the way to New York
No.
City, folks. You'll be able to buy these here, and she's kind enough to. I can't dig into that
Please.
because that's just so beautiful. So I'm going
Please
to dig
have
into
some
this,
warm apple pie.
and I'm going to let you know what this. Oh,
Yes.
so good.